What episode, Damo?
Yeah, we are on episode 98, actually.
Yeah, I just asked you that 15 seconds ago.
Yeah, no, and the answer hasn't changed.
Yeah, that's it. So tonight we've got Matt Burke, a very, very talented producer, songwriter, singer, everything by the sounds of it. Very cool with a huge resume. Like when you sent that to me, I was like, "Oh, damn, you've done a lot." So,
My PR guy is good.
yeah, very nice. Yeah. So, how did you get into everything? Let's get this ball on the roll.
Jeez. All right. How did I get into everything? I think I had a bit of a musical family, but not like a virtuoso sort of music. Just the music, something people enjoy.
Okay.
So, yeah, playing guitar, playing piano when I was a kid, and writing stupid songs. And then I think I just said to my mum the other night when she was talking about like the musical family sort of thing, she's like, "Oh, your uncles used to play guitar and sing. It was always around." I was like, "Yeah, I think it's probably why I just kicked on with it a bit. Just wanted to get drunk and smoke and play Beatles songs like they did, basically."
Very
and
nice.
Just got a bit carried away. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like learning the guitar and the piano, they're very versatile instruments. Like if you can, like they say that it's like if you can play the piano, you can almost play any instrument. I'm pretty sure. I mean, because is that kind of
theory wraps over.
Yeah, the theory. Yeah.
Because piano players have to know what notes they're playing. But
yeah, exactly.
The guitar, so twang, twang, twang.
Yeah, that's it. Just little bits and pieces here and there.
Yeah.
So, like, you've been in a few bands, you've done this, you've done that. Like, so you just started out as a kid just doing that, and then, like, where did you kind of progress, and how did you really dive into it? Because, like, from what I could tell, you've done a lot. So.
I guess there was a bit between there and there. I did gloss over that a bit, didn't I?
Yeah.
I think I was just always playing in bands in high school and stuff. Then it's sort of almost written off music as a career. Went and kind of started becoming a cabinet maker, and then an electrician, and driving forklifts, and then I studied teaching, was doing that. It wasn't till a while after I kind of churned through a lot of things that I kind of realized that making music was the only thing I could do to just stay sane and stay happy and stay with the mind on the job.
Well, I mean, music is just an amazing tool for all of that kind of thing, right? Like, it's you know, even for like, for me, like with the DJing, because I've been a full-time DJ for 5 years, and like, I can't wait just to go out and play other people's music to try and, you know, get people to smile and dance and do the whole thing. It's just like, it's that emotion of like when you're standing there on stage and people are jamming to your stuff, right?
Yep.
It just hits you right in the heart. You're like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So like with your teaching, was it teaching for music, or like what was the teaching specifically?
Yeah, so I think I kind of wanted to study music, and then it was weird. I got to the age of like 18 or 19 and thought, well, no, I'm not going to be a musician. Just had enough people saying, you know, there's no money in music. Music's not a career.
I know, it's so bad with that, right?
It's awful.
It's such a downer kind of thing, like, because it's mind blowing almost, because it's such a good avenue for creativity, for expression, for everything, and it's a good part-time thing, and you can make it a full-time thing if you put your heart and soul into it. Because like look at all the people on the radio and stuff like that, and like, you know, actually, like, you know, I don't know, I guess Dua Lipa and stuff, and it's like, you know, those artists, they started somewhere and then they managed to connect all the dots, and then they're millionaires that live in mansions and stuff, and they're musicians, like so like, you know, when parents are like, don't worry about that, that's a bad avenue, it's like you got to have that avenue almost, just in case.
Sure. I think the backup plan sort of thing is a term that gets thrown around a lot. You know, sure, music's great, pat on the head, but you know, have a backup plan of being an accountant or something. Like I hear that from kids I teach all the time. Their parents say that or whatever. Like I think my parents are pretty good. They're just like, you know, do whatever you want to do, we support you and stuff. But the greater society message was definitely don't dive into this. But I think that, you know, you look at the people on the radio, the successful artists, they're usually not the ones that invested in the accounting degree, and so happened that the 3 hours they got to spend on music was better than the person that was spending 100 hours a week on music and wasn't studying or didn't have a job. So I think you got to, you know, the harm in a 19-year-old or 20-year-old kid in pursuing music is not very harmful, I don't think. Even if they fail, it's like, what's the worst that can happen? They go to uni at the age of 20. Like,
that's exactly it, right? And that's exactly it. So then, like, how long have you been teaching for? And like, is it just how much do you enjoy it? Because like, I've honestly thought about dabbling into that a little bit, but then kind of just held myself back, thinking like, oh, I don't know, like it's a bit risky for me. Well, not risky, but I've just never really done anything like that. So just never gone down that pathway. But with your teaching, so how long have you been doing it for? Sorry.
Oh, geez, don't make me count. A lot. Not long enough to get like a 10-year long service leave or anything like that. Okay. But coming up on it, probably like a decent 7 or 8 years, I think.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so kind of graduated from Whopper and had a teaching degree. So just went into teaching at a high school and was full time for a while. And then year by year, as I've gotten better at music or got better contacts and people that can help me out with it and stuff. Just kind of went into the boss's office every year and said, any chance I could maybe just do 4 days next year and then 3 and then 2. So I got it to that, and then COVID came along and now I'm full time teaching pretty much. Which
that's pretty cool though, because I mean, unfortunately, COVID messed up everything for everyone. So it was just uncontrollable. Who knew what was actually going to happen? Yeah. I honestly thought like, okay, pubs and bars and nightclubs are never opening again. That's it. What even is hospitality anymore, kind of thing. Yeah. But with everything that's been happening, we're so lucky to live here. Everything's kind of worked out pretty well.
It has. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, like honestly, being in Perth, most isolated city in the world, like, we've managed to keep a wraps on it, which is pretty good. Daddy McGowan.
I know, right? Yeah. Don't agree with everything he's done. I guess no one's perfect, but got to say, if you look at probably musicians, DJs and stuff around the world doing what we do, like we've probably got to work a lot more than any other one, city has got to in the last 2 years.
That's it. And that's what's so hectic. It's been a good solid 2 years almost now of just all the world getting tipped upside down.
Yeah. How did you find things after like coming out of lockdown? Did it take a while for you to start getting bookings, or was it like
I got straight back into it in a way, but then at the same time it was just that people wanted to offer like go and work for cheaper kind of thing, because the bars and the pubs weren't making as much money, and then we had those the capacity restrictions and the whole lot. And it's worked out, but it hasn't worked out in a way. Yeah. That's why, like what I was saying just before we started, like I'm going through a little bit of a career change now, just because after everything that's happened, it's like I would like to buy a house in the future kind of thing. Like I would like to try and set myself up if I can. Yeah, absolutely. But it's just putting the pieces of life together, I guess. Yeah. So then with the teaching, like what avenues do you go through? Do you teach piano or guitar, or like?
I teach classroom music. So, okay.
So it's like all theory kind of based then?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say theory based, but there's like a bit of that. I guess there's like I teach at a high school, year 7 through to year 10 at the moment. So we don't have upper school, but so they'll come in, they've either chosen music or they're just in the course because they're, at the age when they would have to do it. So I guess if I've done my job well, then they'll have a good experience of music when they come out of it. That'll include a bit of theory, but mainly playing stuff and then learning about maybe the why of what we played rather than, having a lot of knowledge at the end of it, but not being able to play anything.
Have you ever had any students actually like message you later on being like, I've actually managed to be successful down this pathway. Thank you for teaching me and stuff like that at all?
I think I've had a few which I've definitely helped and probably gone out of my way more than others to try and push into music. And sometimes it's like, this kid has something special, they're in year 8, year 9 and they're better than I am now or whatever, and they might graduate and message you about something, you're like, go for it. And then sometimes they just don't, and it's like, well, you got to kind of realize that music isn't everyone's passion. So there's definitely those good stories, but I think you just got to balance it and sort of I don't know, I tend to be pretty hands off when it comes to encouraging too much, because I think you just can't push someone into it. Like if they've got the fire inside them, and that as long as you've been honest with them and said, you got something special or whatever, and work hard and you can do something with it, you can't really convince someone to work hard. And
well, that's exactly it. It's all up to them at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I just find so baffling these days. Like, say, example is last week, the podcast I did last week, I had 2 guys on, right? And one of them was literally 16 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's playing at, I'm pretty sure, the Nanup Blues Festival coming up.
Yeah.
And he's only 16 years old. And like, he's a hip hop artist.
Yeah.
But it's just like, damn, dude, like, you know what you're doing kind of thing. And he's got the fire in him. Like, he wants to make it. He wants, and he just makes so much music. It's ridiculous. Like, but just to see that, like, that enthusiasm and that all of those things just wrapped up into, like, you know, one person, it's like, he's gonna go somewhere, I reckon. And
it's
like,
so refreshing, isn't it? It's just like the initiative, you know. It's sometimes you'll have people come in and say, oh, I want to do music. That's what I want to do. I want to be a producer. I want to be a musician. What do I do? Or where do I go? And it's like, sure, great. You give them something back, and then a while later, it's like that's faded out. It's like the kid who's 15 or whatever and is going home and he's trawling all the internet forums, you know, of home recording stuff, and he's bought the crappy stuff off Facebook Marketplace, and they're getting in, they're getting stuck in, they're kind of already hustling. It's like they're going to get there. You know, it doesn't matter if their school teacher tells them something or doesn't. It's like they've already got it inside them. So.
But that's what's so hectic as well, because the internet, it's just a data mine kind of thing. There's so much information available that they can literally just sit, because it's like the episode, not last week, the week before, we had a guy on, right, and he literally edits music videos on his phone. Yeah, he doesn't use any computer or anything like that. He does it all on his iPhone. And then it's like, he showed us, and he's got like 30-40 like video editing apps installed, and he was saying, it's like, you know, when he actually sees other people's music videos, he can instantly pick out, it's like, yeah, I know what that is, I know what they're using, and like this and that, and like what their font they're using, and all the different things. But he's just like wrapped up, obsessed with it. But then the material he's producing is just, it's amazing. Like, it's beyond kind of thing. It's just so cool. But that's just, it's just really, really cool stuff. So with the teaching and stuff like that, you started doing that, but then you were in bands prior in high school and stuff like that, because you're in a couple of bands now and stuff. Like, how did you just still have those bands through the teaching and everything? Like, what was your involvement in the music industry whilst you were getting into all that sort of stuff? I
think I'd sort of just always played under my own name as a solo artist, and that probably dwindled off a bit during uni. I think because I was studying contemporary music, and I was enrolled as a guitar player at the con, where it's a great analytical environment, but it might have changed now. But back then, it sure as hell wasn't a great creative environment. It was great for analyzing stuff, but you know, it wasn't. I don't know. Just value musicianship and the hardcore kind of elements of art in a way that for me it just didn't really resonate. So I mean, I became a technically better guitarist, but it killed the love of music for a very long time. So I think that's why probably my best or only like real work that I released came kind of after uni, when I sort of started to enjoy it.
Well, that's
again.
It's like a saying, mate. It's like what, however you say it. So, you know, what people say, but it's like, you know, if you love cooking, don't become a chef. Because if you love cooking and you just love like just putting things together and doing this at home, making desserts and whatever, but then you go and actually work in that area or like, you know, you study it, then you can kind of go, wait a minute, this is very full on. This is like 9 to 9 every day kind of thing. Like, you know, just making sure that the pub's got food, like putting it out, dealing with shitty customers and just everything that goes along with it kind of thing. But, you know, it's just keeping like, I guess you could, in my opinion, it's always best to like keep your hobbies and like your passions away from actually like really like full on stressful environments, because otherwise, you know, as you just said, like the fire kind of goes out a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that, like, so you were doing like you just kind of like solo stuff. Like, what type of gigs would you play, and like where would you go and do? Because like just before we started, you said that you've done like a few mine site gigs. Like that's pretty interesting. Like I've never even heard of, you know, like you go up there and take your guitar with you kind of thing, or like.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the gig really. Okay. Yeah, I've usually gone up. Yeah, done a few different ones. Usually in a duo. I'll go up with me and a drummer. Yep. Well, yeah, you usually, how the basic day works is you get up at maybe 3 a.m. and go to the airport with with all your stuff, and you get checked in and get in line with, you know,
everyone else.
Yeah, 200 blokes that look like they would rather be dead right then. Last time we, you know, got a thing shoved up our nose for a COVID test, which was good fun.
Yep.
Get there and go up on a plane, come back down, see all the red dirt, and if you're lucky, they've still got some of the crib open where they have their meals in the morning. Mm-hmm. So it's like 9 or 10 o'clock by that time. So you try and get some food and.
So I thought they'd provide all of that straight away. It's like, okay, like you're the entertainment for the guy, the blokes and stuff.
I won't name names, but some are better than others at the hospitality part of it. We got left at the airport on one this year, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I had to make a few calls, which is interesting.
That's very interesting, actually. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And so, like, the gigs, how would they run? So that would you do like an hour, 2 hours, or like, and what time frame as well? Because aren't most miners on like 12-hour shifts and stuff like that? Like, do they have like a break and they're like, let's go to the pub and watch you know, the entertainment kind of thing? Or?
I mean, I'll probably put myself out of a job if the wrong person hears this, but they're never like, you know, fuck yeah, there's a band on, like, let's all charge there and go mental. It's more like, oh yeah, cool. It's, you know, they've, like you say, they've just worked a 12-hour day. So they're
just want to kick back.
Yeah. Do they want to listen to Matt strumming Wonderwall with his drummer in the corner? Maybe not. Like, you know, I think it's a nice change for some of them. The receptive others are just probably pretty indifferent, I'd say. But yeah, they're pretty early because they've got to go to bed at whatever stupid time they.
That's it, like 6 a.m. or like 6 p.m. or whatever it is. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty nuts.
Exactly.
But it's just it's the Wild West up there.
Totally.
That's just the way I've always seen it. It's just the complete Wild West, cowboys and Indians kind of thing, and everyone's just hanging out. It's just get the job done, and then the OHS dude's always upset. So
it's like he's usually the one that makes us late actually to getting the food in the morning. So
really?
we'll have to do the side induction, and we're watching them close where all the food is. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah, this is good. Like this. Yeah, I can see decent stuff over there.
Exactly.
So what other gigs have you done then, like as a duo, like weddings or
like... so my covers duo does weddings, pubs is the main kind of thing at the moment, but lots of weddings and corporate things. Follow the money, you know. If it's, I feel like not my soul has died in that part of it, but it's, you know, we run it like a well-oiled business, I'd like to think. So if it's you know, a good opportunity, it's a good opportunity. You know, we're well past the bit of saying yes to the guy that approaches you at 12:30 in a break at a pub gig, and he's like, oh, you know, can we hire you for a party next weekend? We'll give you a carton or whatever you want to drink the whole night. And it's like, oh, I could have that here and get paid, so no, thank you. You know?
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. I mean, I'm kind of on the same boat as well. Like, I love pub and bar gigs and stuff like that, but then with private functions, I mean, they do pay more sometimes, but you're almost a jukebox when it comes to those things. And sometimes the same with weddings as well, I found. Like when I go and play weddings and they give me creative opportunity just to go, okay, play to the crowd, it's perfect. Yeah. But when it's like, okay, here's 200 songs, we want them from 1 to 200, and it's like, oh, okay, like, I see what's going on here.
You're thinking they could just do that on Spotify, but
that's exactly it. Yeah,
matching it.
Exactly, but instead they just throw a heap of money at me, like, just press play. I'm like, okay, fine.
Hey, you're paying it. Yeah,
that's it. So then, like, do you? Because I met you at Scarborough Beach Bar, didn't I? Yeah, forever ago. So then you were doing the singles there and stuff, like solo shows and stuff like that. So do you usually? How often do you do the duo or the solo? Because like you were always doing the solo there, but you had a bit of like from memory, you had like a bit of a kickbox or something like that, right? To be able to try and actually like imitate the drums. Well, not imitate the drums, but like, you know, to give it a bit of a bassy feel kind of thing.
Yep.
So like, how often do you do solo, duo, band work, the whole lot kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it's about 2/3 of my work is solo stuff.
Okay.
I do all duo stuff if venues and places had the money to book two of us. But some of them don't, or some of them just want like a quieter kind of ambience, I guess. And got the foot stomp thing going, use the loop pedal, and working on a new show at the moment, which will use some drum pads and stuff as well, and some more looping stuff, I guess, to be a bit like I hate the phrase one-man band and the imagery that comes along with cymbals and like things like that off your head. But yeah, working on that a little bit more at the moment, just to, I guess make it a bit more interesting for me and to make some more noises. And
But still, that sounds awesome though.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's one of those things where, you know, like being a solo act, it's still good because you're there and you're providing the whole atmosphere. But then when you've actually got like, you know, different bits and pieces to your show, then it just makes it more interactive kind of thing. Like, have you ever heard of Bex at all? BEXX.
Okay, I know the name. Yeah.
So Beck, she's got like her show, but it's like she has like stage performers. She has like a full like, because she, from memory, it's like all, yeah, there she is there. It's like she's.
It's amazing.
You didn't even.
How do you do that, Damon? Wow.
Sorry, I forgot to tell you that. The
Wow,
TV's right there. Yeah, so we can pull everything up.
Oh,
Yeah, he's the.
What's been on it before that?
It was just.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
No.
Yeah, so it's not one of those, is
It's
it?
not a gag. No, it's not like that. It's a very 21st century lighter version of that. You've nailed it. You've nailed it. Especially the goggles.
So,
Bex.
yeah, so with Beck, she's as I said, like, so stage. It's like she does like stage. Yeah, sorry, like, yeah, but yeah, she does like, you know, stage performing, and it's just like it is a show in itself in a way. Yeah, that's where I kind of feel like in today's day and age, it's like it's, you know, even with DJing, it's like you don't want to just be the guy that just presses play in a corner. You got to bounce around, you got to get into it, you got to interact with the crowd, like you got to have all those elements to make people go, damn, this is cool, I want to come back, kind of thing.
Add something to the room. Like I've noticed that, in Scarborough when I've seen you play, it's like you're grooving there, you're enjoying yourself, and it's in contrast to a lot of DJs that you'd, you know, be in the same room as for half an hour and not realize there was a DJ.
That's it.
Just because you've got no presence. So
exactly.
like if you're not adding anything, then
yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. But that's where, as I said, I just find it fascinating almost, because it's like, you know, we're getting booked as entertainment kind of thing. So with the entertainment, we have to provide that level in a way.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like, you know, when you do that, you can just see the difference of just chilling and hanging out and just like not really like doing much, but then actually like, just like actually, as I said, getting involved and stuff.
Yeah.
So then with the bands and stuff like that, so how did you progress into the bands you're in now? Because what are they called again?
So I've got Foreign Architects, and Lorne Vincent is my solo project that I'm probably, like, with my original music, that I'm putting the most amount of effort into. Yeah. Currently.
So Lorne Vincent, where did you get that name from? Because that's very unique and pretty cool. Like,
thank you very much. I tried very hard to find a name that wasn't super common on Google.
Well, that's the thing. It's unique. Like, that stands out. Lorne Vincent, like, you know, like it's not bad at all. So, like, how did it
come about? My dad was going to call me Lorne instead of Matt. Okay. I'm kind of glad he didn't, because I probably would have got bullied about that name as a kid.
No, don't say that. Like, it's unique. It's cool.
And then Vincent, I can't remember. I think he might have heard the name in a Western, or it was like my mum's maiden name or someone's uncle, or I don't know. They just put a couple of pieces together and tried to find something unique and somewhat meaningful, but also a bit abstract and meaningless.
And so how long have you been doing Lorne Vincent for then?
Yeah, I reckon about, I think 3 years. I put out the first single for Lorne Vincent just because I was doing the indie pop thing with Foreign Architects, and just wanted a place to put the more brooding, different stuff without feeling like I had to make it kind of mega pop. And I guess once you establish like a brand and a sound for a band, it's kind of, I mean, you go in different directions, but it's sometimes a bit hard to go in like a completely different direction. That's just clearly not that thing. So that I did it to kind of liberate myself artistically and get to put
that's
out
pretty cool though, like,
different ideas.
Because that's, I 100% agree with you on that, because it's the same thing with the DJ world as well, where it's like also, just quickly as well, are you signed to any labels or anything like that?
I'm not.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I'm totally unsuccessful.
We're gonna play your music in the background on loop.
Oh, wow. Wait.
Yeah, so they can actually, everyone watching can hear your music. So.
I snuck a glance over there. I'm just like, nah, just us. No, nothing cool.
Damo's got to be like,
Well, you might have had like an Auslan interpreter on there or something cool like that.
That'd be very cool. But then I did have some of your the biographies of your bands and whatnot up there. Specifically this one.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, there you are.
Oh shit. Never mind.
As I said, that was very impressive bio. Like, I must say, it was very impressive.
Thank you.
Like, usually I get like 4 lines kind of thing. It's like you've spanned it out, and it's very interesting to have a gander at.
Yeah, but hey, if it's 4 better written lines than my meandering rabble there, then maybe that's more effective.
No. Like, usually the 4 lines are just like, I'm a producer. I played here. Like, check me out. Here's my
playing
SoundCloud.
guitar when I was 6. Yeah.
So with Lorne, well, no, as I was saying just before, I 100% agree, because it's just like with the DJing, and it's just 100% with bands and everything. Like, if you make it, a pop band, and then you decide to go and try and make metal, people will just be like, what's going on here? The perfect example is like Linkin Park almost as well. Back in the day with Hybrid Theory and like Meteora, and they were just like such like a full-on heavy rock band. And then like when they started doing Transformer gigs, it's just like kind of changed, and it's like, I mean, Chester, rest his soul, he did blow his voice out and stuff like that. So he did have to kind of change the direction.
Yep.
But all the fans started getting upset, being like, we want another Hybrid Theory, we want another Meteora, but it just wasn't the direction they were going in a way. But that's just, as I said, the same thing with DJing and the whole lot. So with Lorne Vincent, what kind of genre would you say it fits into? Because if Foreign Architects is more like indie pop kind of thing, would you say it's more like soulful or like?
Yeah, I think I started off just with it was just darker, to be honest. And then it's probably got lighter, like this is the latest single. I think I've always tried to work with different producers whenever I release a Lorne Vincent single, which kind of I just find fun. Like, it means that it's not going to get bogged down into one genre too much. I started off was like, I want it to be more folky, and then like I think in 2020 I was like, right, no more acoustic guitars. Like, I'm just going to make something which is synth based and different. I don't want to play it live with the guitar anymore. And then the latest single was really hands-off production-wise. I kind of wrote the song, and it just came together in a really unique way. And I guess it's probably the brightest sounding one that it's been.
Okay. What song was that? What was that single called?
Looking for This.
Looking for This?
Yeah.
Okay, damn it. Can you play that next?
I think
that's all right.
It's this one.
This one. Okay.
You're like, well, this is dark and fruity. This sucks. You think this is happy?
Yeah. Well, from what I can hear, it sounds. We need to turn it up a bit more, but don't turn it up too loud though, because I was bleeding to the mics. But yeah, so then how do you go about writing your songs as well? Because like, I mean, obviously you throw lyrics in it, right? But with the lyrics, like, some people say that, I hope I don't answer my own question like I always do.
Go for it.
Yeah, like I always do this, but like, some people say that, when they write their music, it's all about the experiences they've gone through, or, adventures or lifelong changes, or something's happened that they just want to express and get it out there and put it on paper and then record it kind of thing.
Yeah.
How do you go about writing your music?
Yeah, I think that sounds nice and stuff, but I think like, unless you live a very exciting life, you're not going to write that many songs. Like, I think you have to be able to, if writing is what you've planted your flag as doing, you're a writer and you plan it to write, or you're going to make that your career. Like, you've got to be a bit more creative than, I think, just writing about stuff you went through. Otherwise there's going to be kind of nothing to draw on. But I don't know, like, I don't want to make it sound like I try and be a robot at the same time, like sitting there with a calculator and a songwriting formula, being like, this, there we go, there's a song. So like, Looking for This, I started writing. I was part of like an organization basically sends out like song briefs for publishers and for different artists, for radio, for labels, for like TV, film. So they say, I need a song like this, and Looking for This was one of those things. It was for a adult contemporary song for a pop artist in the China market. Really? And yeah, and there was some things in there, like they were gonna get a fee up front if they signed the song, and then extra if they signed production and stuff like that. So I was writing for that, And I just kind of listened to a bunch of like Adele and John Legend stuff that I wouldn't have released before. Wrote like a piano string kind of song because I was thinking I'm not going to release this. It was easy to kind of pick like a few things that kind of did happen and then just write a bit of a story based off that. Still kind of from the heart, and it just kind of spewed out because it was like, didn't overthink it because I was thinking this is going to be for someone else, not for me.
That's pretty cool though. Because that's the thing is like, you know, as I said, a lot of people just go, okay, well, I had a bad breakup, so I'm going to write a song about that. So does everyone else, kind of thing. But then it's like when you had the, because in a way, it's almost like a marketing ploy in a way, because it's like you saw that they're looking for this, and you're like, well, I reckon I could do that. And then you actually give it a go, and then you make a track that, you know, did it end up getting signed, or was it? It
ended up like the organization that I was kind of working with. They were happy enough to send it on to the publisher, which I didn't hear back from.
Yeah.
So no, it didn't, and lucky it didn't because by that point I'd already, because I was there was a producer I was going to work with for another single, Ben McCarthy in Melbourne.
Okay.
Whose work I loved. He's done like a bunch of Alexi Astronaut, Gordy, sort of stuff.
Oh, really? Yeah, Mallrat's amazing.
Yeah, just really loved his production and really fresh approach. So I hit him up and we were going to work on a single. Then the week before we were going to start working on it, he was like, oh, by the way, just send me like anything you've ever done. I was like, all right, well, here's a bunch of stuff. And he kind of zeroed in on that song. And I was like, oh, no, like not that. Like I know that was in the Dropbox folder, but no, that's like a stupid adult contemporary pop sort of thing. Yeah. That's just a silly thing. Yeah. And I was like, no, I think we should actually craft that into something else. I don't hear it as that cheesy pop thing you were trying to do. So in some ways I failed to make that that Adele style power ballad, but
at the same
it's good
time,
enough for me.
That's still really good though, for like, you know, the producer to actually go through and like, no, that one. And you're like, no, not that one.
Yeah.
Like, no,
just goes to show, you know, artists are just so bad at judging what's good and what isn't. And there's been so many, you know, smash hit singles that,
that's it.
They interview everyone in the room. They're like, do you know this was going to be hit when you make it? Surely you're feeling the gold. And they're like, no, I didn't even know if
it's like, no, we thought it was that one, like, not this one. Like, but that's usually how it happens though, right? Because it's baffling with that because, you know, at the same time, it's the audience that chooses. And then with the audience, it's like you don't know what they're thinking, kind of thing. They might, you know, they might like this one, they might like that one, but you're just sitting there like, no, but number 3 was like, that's my favorite kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, how many tracks have you written in total then for the
For anything, I think I've probably written hundreds. If that is,
I was going to say I forgot the solo name.
Oh, for Lorne Vincent.
Lorne Vincent.
I don't know. I've released not many, like maybe 5, 6, 7. Damien probably knows better than me by this point how many Lorne Vincent songs there are. Not many. I don't know. Sometimes I just write for the sake of it, or I'll write for the intention of something else, and then you'll end up, you know, doing a co-write with somebody, and then you end up using that idea from there. So, I think for me, just try and my ass in the chair in the studio and just get writing, and sometimes it doesn't really matter what the end goal is as long as there's something.
And enjoyment out of it as well, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're doing it for yourself at the same time as also trying to reach an audience. Like, if you're just trying to reach an audience, then is it a passion in a way?
Yeah.
Because then you're just like, people listen to this. It's like I'm just spewing out stuff kind of thing. But like, you know, when you sit there and you actually just trying to put all the pieces together, it's, you know, it's art kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So with that then as well, so like, how long does it usually take for you to write a track? Does it take a couple of days, weeks, or?
Kind of depends, I guess. Like, looking for this, it was probably the easiest song that I'd have taken 2 hours. Would have had it recorded like to the demo quality in maybe half a day, because it was just piano, some string sounds, played around some chords, and I think just getting out of your own way is probably the biggest like barrier to me now. I guess I went through and studied music, and so I'm always thinking like, oh, this chord progression's in this song or in that one, or I've used this melody before, or just kind of overthinking things. So if I can get all that stuff out of the way, it can be a quick process. But you know, there's other things that take ages, and you chip away at it, and sometimes it never gets there, and sometimes.
But that's exactly it, and it's something that sometimes you got to be careful of in a way, because then if you like actually write a chord progression in there, it's like, oh, wait a minute, that's actually in a really popular pop song or something. Like, uh-oh, copyright slam, not yours anymore.
All the time. I was recording a friend close to the start of the year, and they had a melody in one of their verses, and a few months ago I finished a single. I still haven't released it just because I'm not doing well with the busyness phase of this half of the year. And I was listening, I'm like, ripped off, blah blah blah. So I had to get in touch. I was like, hey, listen to this, what do you reckon? So I've cut them in 50% as a songwriter there, thanks to my own ineptitude.
But it's good that you did that though, because you know a lot of people just throw it out there and then they don't realize that, oh wait a minute, like we've just had a not a lawsuit, but copyright strike against us. I wouldn't
be able to sleep at night. I got a big guilty conscience. I would have felt awful as soon as I knew it. Was like, oh no, what have I done? It was already mixed and mastered as well, like ready to go. It's like too late to undo it. So I was like, oh man.
But then, so with finding the producers, like how did you go about doing that? You just send out emails kind of thing, or did you originally just like network to actually try and find people that could help you actually like produce the tracks? And do you produce your own tracks as well sometimes? Or?
Yeah, I'll produce if I feel confident that I can do a good enough job. I'll produce it. If it's like a gun for hire sort of thing that I'm trying to write for, I'll try and produce it. But if it's like my own music, I'll usually try and get someone else that can add something or can chop away 50 of the 60 vocal lines that I thought I needed or whatever. I usually find them, I guess, if it's foreign architect stuff, like we've worked with a lot of the same producers I've worked really well with. Had a meeting with a mentor probably a year or two ago talking about Lorne Vincent stuff, who just kind of said, it's a big world out there. You can jump on a site like Sound Better or Air Gigs and you can reach a producer London, whatever. Even the big guys that have worked on the stuff you're hearing on radio, they've got more pay. They're not inaccessible like they probably were 20 years ago.
That's it, and that's the thing about the internet. It's so easy just to reach out. As you said, like, you just email someone in New York and they'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll give you a go. Like, I'll help you guys out.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much, sing covers on the weekends and then spend all that money working with people I want to work with my original music. And
so with foreign architects, so like, how did that all come together? Like, so was that just like, let's just do a band kind of thing? Like, and who's involved with that?
Yeah, sure. So I've got my cousin Andrew, our mate Dylan on guitar. At the moment, his cousin Aaron on bass. I'm like a bit of a family thing, but we've kind of been dormant for a little while now. But yeah, I think we just got together sort of based on like kind of connections there, and expanded from a duo. Got in bass players at different times and different guitarists, and it's
always like that with the band. People come and go, and just like
evolving lineup. Yeah,
that's exactly it. And so, what type of gigs have you played as the band? Like, have you done any like headline shows, or like played at like pubs or bars, or similar thing as like the solo and the duo kind of stuff?
Not really. I'd say just because of the whole scene in Perth and I guess Australia as well. This is in the world, not as much in the US from what I hear. It's just very sick doing covers.
That's exactly it. It's a good topic we can go into later on as well, because like the whole idea of like playing covers, it's like you want to pay your bills, you got to do covers, right? But if you do originals, it's like unless you really stand out, and like like I said, like with Beck. Like Beck is literally like, she's got all of her own original stuff, but it's like a whole show that goes along with it kind of thing. Yeah. But then it's just like, that's how she's marketed it kind of thing. But so then with that, like how much tracks have you released as the band? And how long have you guys been together for as well?
I don't know. I think we probably started in maybe, like 2013, 14-ish, maybe 2015. We started to get some... decent enough traction with some shows and little tours like that, and some decent decent experiences along the way. It's been nice.
So where have you guys toured then? Have you been like over east and played at all? Or?
Yeah, we've played in been over to Sydney and recorded over there. Played at Oxford Art.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, played in Singapore, which was a really cool experience. I think it was the first time either of us had been out of the country.
Okay.
In fact, so that was nice doing that with our instruments and stuff.
That would have been a very big experience. It's like, look, we're rock stars now, kind of thing, right?
I think I almost punched somebody after they got my guitar out of like the back of a van, and
oh really?
It was just like that classic moment. I swear I've seen it on like Billy Madison or something when he gets a caddy for the first time, and it was like that moment you John's like, that guy's grabbing like thank you. Wow, I'm not carrying anything. Like, thank you. What is this? Like,
he's touching my stuff.
yeah, exactly. It's definitely not always like that, you know. Back at the Swan Hotel the next week or whatever it is. Back then it would have been. Yeah.
So how long were you in Singapore for? And like, how would you rate Singapore? Because I mean, it's always been on the bucket list for me to go there because it just seems so cool, so amazing. Like. But just before we get into it, there's like a hotel. There's like have you ever seen it? It's like there's two hotels and like this big like.
Oh, the Marina Bay Sands or something that sounds like that. Has like the pool and the.
Yeah, it's like a big boat or not a boat, but it's like a big like thing.
Upside down pool or something.
Yeah, this thing, and they do amazing, wicked DJ sets up there. Like that thing,
Yeah.
But then apparently you have to like book months in advance to go there and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's very full on. But like. What was it like? Like, how did you find Singapore, and how would you compare it to Perth? In a way, like, is it vastly different, or is it?
I don't know. We were only there for like a festival.
So you were playing at a festival over there?
Well, it was like I say festival. It was like a beer festival. So it was like music focused. And beer, and it still
counts.
The best rider I've ever had in my life. I learnt what an IPA was over there. We're like,
really?
Indian Pale Ale? Like, what on earth is this? And went home and told people about it. Turns out it was a thing here already, but we just didn't know that. It was great. Yeah, we loved it. But we didn't really get to do any like sightseeing. I think we went to the zoo. It was nice. But we were there for like 4 or 5 days max. So it was pretty much like big, up at the hotel, get driven back, get told what time to emerge from the lobby the next day, drink a lot between then and whatever time that was.
Yeah, just party it up, right?
Exactly, yeah, it was great. I met over there, we were over there with one of the bands, was Jake and the Cowboys.
Okay.
And their frontman, Jared Wall, now releases music under the name Books Kid, so me and him sort of followed like a similar trajectory, I think, in solo careers. And he
is he Perth based as well, or over
he's
East?
Perth based.
Really?
Yeah, he released a track last year. I'm trying to think of last. Yeah, 2020 we released a track which was heaps of fun. He's an amazing producer, singer. Like for everyone, check out Books Kid stuff. Was in the first Nunar opera a few weeks ago as well.
Really
incredible.
Okay, that sounds really cool.
So I made some cool friends over there. Yeah.
It sounds really good.
Books Kid, Boox Kid, Jared Wall.
See if we can find him, dig him up.
Yeah.
Oh, you found him?
Yeah, he's easy. He's probably easy to find. He should be here, not me.
Well, if he's watching, come on. But still, that's really cool. And so, like, I mean, did you have a manager whilst you were over there, kind of thing? Like, or how did you manage to get the gig to go and do a beer fest over in Singapore? Like,
it worked through WAM, the industry body.
Okay.
Just deciding they wanted to get rid of us for a week, I guess.
Like, yeah, palm them off.
Yeah, get rid of them. We're sick of it. Let's make it look like a promotion. Yeah. There was an exchange program between like the Singapore music body, industry body for contemporary music over there, and WAM. So they sent over a few bands, and then we got sent over there. And yeah, they're
pretty lucky. That's awesome.
And then went over there. Yeah, it was great. So we didn't have to organise it or anything, and it was always a thing. We kind of kept an eye on it afterwards. We got a few fans over there just to see if it would ever become like a profitable kind of touring route to go down or whatever. But we never really
Yeah,
that critical mass.
And that's the thing as well now with COVID and stuff like that. Because like, what year was that when that happened?
It was, I think.
Yeah,
we went over there.
Yeah, back when the world was normal.
Right?
Yeah. But still, that's so cool though. You actually, ventured out of the country and played in a different country kind of thing. Like, it's like that's definitely like tick off the bucket list in a way, right?
Yeah, back then, just leaving the country for any reason, definitely tick off the bucket list. So, yeah, getting to do it with music and meeting some cool people.
And how was it like playing over East as well? So did you play many shows over East or anything, or have you done any other tours at all?
I guess we've done like lots of WA stuff, and Lorne Vincent we've did a decent amount away, but I think it's kind of just tough reaching that critical mass where it's worth it to go over East, and it's kind of like a chicken and the egg thing, especially when it's radio, where I would have loved to have toured. Like, you hear about bands and you like just hit the road, man, just do it, and they can hit 10 different cities.
That's it, yeah.
In 10 days or in 2 days, and they're all different markets, and it's great. But we drive for 2 days and we've hit Adelaide.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Cities,
yeah, that's exactly it.
So it's like, do you go over there to Adelaide and play to no one, or do you try and build success and try and get a song on the radio, so then it makes it worthwhile to go there first? And it's like,
see, that's what I've always said. I've always said, make it in Perth and then you go over there, because then when you go over East and you've already made it in Perth, people over East go, damn, they've already got a following, got 3,000 followers or this or that or whatever the scenario is. Yeah. And, they've got so much material out, and they've got like, videos of them playing on stage and all this other stuff. Yeah. And they must be doing something really good. Let's go check out their show.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. Like, we've had stuff played on Triple J years ago. Well, I mean, every couple of years we get a song or two with one of my various projects if we're half decent. But some of the times when we've got the most plays, it's sort of been a situation where I think if we're a Melbourne band or a Sydney band, those presenters that are choosing to play us are probably out watching music 5 nights a week. Like, if we weren't out there in that cool scene, we probably wouldn't have got a look in. Like, there's a factor where it's like, oh, it's a cool band from Perth. I don't know how many people they got to their life. I feel like you're sort of out of that little circuit a bit, so it can be a thing.
Well, that's it, and that's as I said, like, being the most isolated city in the world. It's like it's a blessing almost, because it's like you have those big names, and as you said, like Triple J, the people that would be working for Triple J out there 5 nights a week, researching, looking at this, looking at that. They can't come over here and go, okay, like, like they've got a crowd, they've got an audience, but then it's like, it's. Yeah, just in itself kind of thing. Yep. So where else have you played in WA? Have you done much up? Because I know you just said you've done stuff up in the mines and stuff like that. Have you ever done anything like Coral Bay or anything like Broome or?
Far. I think we tried to set up a touring run. I think it was probably... I heard some stories that there was, like, while borders open, there was a lot of musos coming across. And of doing all those touring runs and stuff that we might have got shows at before. Thank you. And,
sorry about that.
No worries. But we found it hard. I don't know. Maybe they just thought our music sucked. Who knows?
No, don't say that. Like, this is pretty good stuff so far.
Thanks, man. We couldn't really get too many regional shows. I think we went as far as it's a place past Lancelin. Sorry, Jurien Bay. I forgot your name. It was Jurien Bay. It was as far as we could really kind of get.
But still, Jurien Bay is still a pretty cool place, though. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been there, but it's pretty.
No,
nice.
don't bother.
Don't bother.
I'm joking, Jurien Bay. Love you all. No, I'm joking. I don't have the internet there anyway. They won't be able to listen.
That's it. Yeah, good old Coral Bay and stuff like that. It's on the outskirts.
Yeah,
but it's still like it would have been good to go and play at places like that, right? Because you just go to the beach every day, and then you just go play a gig and just hang out, and it's just the experience of just like, just being a beach bum in WA kind of thing, right?
Totally. I think any regional shows we've ever done, it's always like a nice thing, because there's, for the majority of the time, there's people there, because regional towns love their pubs. It's like more of a community centre. So it's like they're there, so there's someone to play to. They've noticed there's somebody different on that stage, or there's someone on the stage, and maybe there isn't usually. So it's like there's already like an appreciation thing, and it's it's kind of feels like there's a bit less noise. You can be like, hey, this is who I am. I'm here because I just released this song. I'm hoping you guys are gonna stream it a bunch of times and buy a CD at the end of the night. And
That's it.
That's great. Thanks so much for coming. Like, yeah.
Have you ever found like stage fright an issue at all when you've been out like playing gigs out and about or anything like that?
Not with covers stuff. Just because it's just.
They're just covers.
What I do, it's like I remember doing a gig on Rotto a couple of years ago, and I was like standing there in the sand with my portable PA ready to play, and it's like hot and sweaty, and the guys next to me just goes, makes me so nervous. Comes down the aisle or whatever, I'm just like, no, I haven't really thought about that. I don't reckon that'd be helpful.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's like, who the hell are you? Like, you're trying to put me off. Like, I hate it when people are like that though, right? And they're just like, dude, like, here we go. Like, but what?
Yeah, exactly.
But still, like, so like getting to play on Rottnest, that would have been pretty cool as well. I've only ever recently, I've never been to Rottnest until end of last year, kind of thing. But it's a pretty cool area. Like, it's a cool little island, right? And like, how was it playing over there? Because I find it's just so relaxing, even for the DJing and stuff. It's not about dancing or partying or anything like that. It's just like, you know, sunset vibes almost.
It is, yeah, 100%. I kind of feel icky about any gig over there since I've sort of recently got a bit more educated on the fact that the island is built on like an indigenous graveyard, basically. Which
really?
Is, like, pretty unacknowledged. I guess if you don't know, and I didn't know until recently, it's like, I don't know if we'd all be partying like as hard as we are on top of these beaches if we kind of knew there was like
people passed away like graves there.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
I think it's a pretty horrendous sort of history that the island has. So I don't know. The next time I get offered one, I don't know what I'll say, to be honest.
Just be like,
but I agree. In the like when I've been over there every time, it's like people cross that channel and then it's like all their worries kind of go away.
Yeah,
it's a very island sunset vibes thing, like you say. It's just totally different. Anywhere you can drink and I guess not have to wear any shoes.
That's
it's
it.
Like people are going to be a lot looser.
And so, have you ever done anything down south, regional, like Margaret River or anything like that?
Yeah, done Margs a few times, like Settlers Tavern. And
Settlers is a nice place. Have you ever done like Yelling Up with or is that Settlers Tavern I'm thinking of?
No, absolutely different.
What is that place in Yelling Up again, Damo? Can you look it up?
Is it Caves? Right? Caves House?
Yeah, Caves House. Yeah. Have you ever?
No, I don't think they ever replied to my emails, to be honest.
Okay. Well, they will one day.
Have you been down there?
There I've never played there, but I just, I'm originally from Bustleton, so I used to just go down wherever I could to go and have fun, kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
Just the only fun you can make it down there is just go to the beaches, so or go to the pubs, and there's not many pubs. So.
Yeah, definitely.
So what about Margaret River though? Like, so you played at Settlers, and how was that? Because Settlers is a really nice venue. Yeah,
it's great. There's always good like production there in terms of sound and stuff. Remember, obviously they give us a really good rider when we're there because I can't remember too much. You stay in like in a house I think they have for the artists like across the road, so you can drink heaps and
just walk
play
over
and just crash. Yeah, it's great. Keep it together long enough to play the show, obviously. But it's nice. It's again, there's like you go into those different towns that are outside the city, and it's a much more chill kind of vibe. And it's usually when we've played there, it's usually been for like the launch of a single or an EP, so it kind of feels like a culmination of something. So put in all the work for all the bookings and stuff, and then it's like great, you can just chill and play now.
Yeah, sorry about.
No worries.
3724 is my password. You might call her and go out. Sorry about that. That's never happened during. Yeah, damn. Okay. Yep. would you actually just be able to call her back and then see what's up, if that's okay, please? Damn, set me off. But yeah, but I just wanted to say as well, by the sounds from what you're saying to me, it's just you're going on holidays basically. Like, you know, you go down regional, you go up north, you do this, you do that. You just go and experience WA, right? And just go hang out and have fun.
I mean, I don't know. Part of me is just going, no. There's
just alcohol and too much. Like.
Well, I don't drink anymore. I'm retired from drinking now, so
really?
It isn't anymore. But I don't know. I think it sort of seems that way, but like when you go into half the places, it's like if you're driving from anywhere else, then you're often driving into the town and it's already nighttime.
That's it, yeah.
Or if like you're playing on Roto, you're sound checking during the day, so you don't really get any time to have a swim anyway. Or, you've been that stressed out about freaking social media posts and how many people are coming to the show that night, or where the accommodation keys are going to be when you get there, or what time load-in is, and then sound check, or all that kind of logistic stuff that you have to deal with when you self-manage, I'd say it really feels like a holiday. Although there's good moments. I definitely focus on the good moments, but
that's exactly it though. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, that's the underlying side that a lot of people don't see, where it's just like the preparation, the bookings, making sure that it's like everything's going to go smooth. It's like, we're going to Margaret River for the weekend. We're going to play here and here, but we got to make sure the accommodation's sorted. We got to make sure the booking manager knows what we're doing, like when we're going to rock up, and the equipment we're bringing, just everything that goes along with it, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's just the biggest fun sponge in the world, really. Is just all that admin side of music and making everything happen before the gig. Yeah.
But that's the thing, is that unless you enjoy that kind of stuff, then but not many people enjoy doing admin work, though.
Yeah.
Like invoicing and the whole lot, whether it's just
exactly.
So what do you guys want to do for the future as well? Like, you know, with your solo work and stuff like that, like what avenue do you kind of want to go down with it? Like, do you just want to keep producing more like EPs and singles and stuff? And like, you know, like what, I mean, usually I say like, where would you see yourself in 5 years? But who knows what's going to happen in 5 years, kind of thing,
exactly.
Right? But like, yeah, where would you like to go in a way?
Yeah, I think, like you say, who knows? I guess I can only really try and focus on things I can control, though. And like at the moment, getting to do a whole lot of producing and stuff isn't really something that I can do, just because I'm going to be teaching till the end of the year full time, and then playing gigs and stuff. So I think at the end of the year I'll get back into writing. Pre-COVID, I was basically setting myself towards trying to release music and just get it to a place where it could be sustainable, and where I was smarter about, I guess, release strategy and stuff, because I used to be pretty gung-ho, like radio focused, you know, have to get the funds for paying somebody to walk in stations and to try and twist some arms into playing the song, and then sort of evaluate what that's worth, you know, what are the chances of success with that method. You know, the days of streaming now being, you know, the prevalent medium, it's like, how does it fit in with that? So kind of focused, I guess, on spending money on like Facebook advertising and stuff, and really small amounts of money, but smart money, where you can go into, you know, YouTube, I guess, music videos for the first time now that I've released, or songs on Instagram when I occasionally check in with Instagram, because I'm not on there very much, and there's people saying, you know, all the cheesy stuff, like, you know, I love the way you wrote this song, you know, this, I feel this way too, or this is real, you know, all the kind of stuff where you can see it's actually making connection. Whereas before it was like, sure, maybe it was played on this station, which is cool, or we got this show and that looks good on paper, but 6 months later, like, are any of those people opening up a new song that's coming out, or does it just look good on paper?
Yeah, and that's that's exactly it, where it's hectic in a way, because it's like, just like with the DJ industry, it's like, I call it being involved with the circuit, and it's like, you have to stay in the circuit, you have to keep producing material, you have to keep doing this and doing that, and it's a full-time job in itself. And unless you, like, you know, you really, like, for example, there's a guy we had on a couple of weeks ago called Wesley Black, right?
Yeah.
And he's, he is in himself a video editor, a graphic designer. He he writes his own music. He full on produces his own music. He has his image. He does things for his show. He does this and does that and throws his own shows and everything. But it's like, it's so much work that he's throwing into it. And you just want to hope it pays off in a way. Because it's just so full on. And that's like, for me with the DJ industry, I'm just happy playing at bars and pubs kind of thing. I mean, sure, it'd be nice to play in front of 1,000 people or do this or do that, but you have to like literally have that online persona kind of thing. And having that online persona, it's soul sucking in a way. Social media in itself is it's a tunnel of just darkness almost kind of thing, because that's what I wanted to say earlier on when you told me that you've deleted social media off your phone and stuff like that.
Sorry about that.
No, it's completely fine. I envy that, lucky, honestly.
My lovely girlfriend has logged on to Instagram or Facebook when I quickly messaged her 7:29 p.m. Yeah, I was like, any chance you could please share this?
But it's good though.
Yeah.
Because the thing is like, when you don't have that on your phone, you don't have that temptation. You focus on other things instead of scrolling the news feed or scrolling Instagram. Oh, look, they're doing that, or the stories, or everything that sucks you in.
100%.
And it's like, it's just bad. Just in general kind of thing. But then unfortunately for artists and musicians and stuff like that, you kind of have to bite into it almost. And that's like, unless you do, like I said with the Wesley Black guy, like unless you really like push that content, then how do you get recognized almost? And it's a double-edged sword kind of thing.
Yep.
Do you have any music videos at all that we can?
I got tons.
Can we play some of them?
Please do. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
All right. Where can we find them?
YouTube. You can find either Lorne Vincent on YouTube or Foreign Architects on YouTube, and there'll be a bunch of different music videos on there, from like self-produced kind of ones that we did to professional ones as well, and bunch of different stuff.
All right, Damon, would you be able to pull them up, please? Yeah, here we go. Which one was that? Sorry,
was that the? Like what's the show called? Price is Right.
Pretty cool, like the way you've done that. So how did you produce this? Did you do all the graphics yourself, and like, was it with the green screen or?
Yeah, we often head to a really cool studio called Cucumber Studios. Got a big green screen there, and I usually just write the concepts and try and do as much of it myself as I can. On this one we got my friend Kesha to do some of the editing, just I couldn't get the finer parts of the green screen and the background and stuff to really marry up, but all the props and everything I guess we'll undo ourselves. And
that's pretty cool. It's like you can tell he's not really grabbing it, but he's just like flicking it down.
I know, whenever we show people that, I'm like, you can tell he's not doing it. It's like, that turned out so much better than I imagined it would have.
Yeah, no, it still looks good though, definitely.
Yeah.
And so how long did it take you to make this music video clip then? And then like, how did you have the vision behind to do the Price is Right kind of thing? Or is that what the song's name is?
No, it was just kind of a bit of an abstract sort of concept really. I don't know. I think that the music videos, I really dig coming up with another concept. It's just like in the same way that any writer enjoys writing and a painter enjoys that. For me, it's just like getting to kind of solve a whole new bunch of puzzles about how to make somebody pay attention for 3 minutes hopefully, and just I guess another creative vision that you get to kind of put on top, and then it's always the more fun balance seeing if you can do it for like, you know, under $500 or whatever and make it semi-decent.
That's exactly it, because music videos can be so expensive.
Yeah.
Especially you have to hire out locations and like get props and the whole lot with it. It can just be so time consuming and everything in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had some great ones, but it's great, but it's like, if it's just everyone else in the band and our mums that are really watching it, and it's not like gonna get 1 million views on YouTube, like
that's it. Then you have to weigh up. You have to weigh it up. In a way. It's like $4,000 or like, you know, home studio kind of thing.
Exactly. It's a lot of gigs that you play to trade that off for it.
So this one's called Talk.
Yeah, I think this is one we did at the same studio, but we kept it naked, green. That we and Trish finds this magic bin. Old now. No.
Hopefully she's not watching. Trish, if you're watching, he takes that back. Is that in Coburn as well?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I thought so. I can tell by the sign.
Yeah, I remember just driving past one night and taking a camcorder there. I was like, it's a trashy sort of looking bin.
And so is this like one of the studios almost? Or was like a bedroom studio? Or?
Yeah, that was my friend Dylan's studio at the time. It's one of the bedrooms out actually. It was a professional studio. Just another room we were in. Yeah, so the kind of idea was that we were sort of playing inside that bin, and then it was just fun to find objects that we could make giant versions of, like the paper or like the pencil or whatever, and making a pool noodle look like a pencil. You just get carried away in like the creative process of doing stuff like that.
That's awesome though. That's really cool though.
Yeah, I feel like I've probably ripped off the idea from somewhere, but you know, I still haven't figured out where it's from.
But it's just like the creativity behind this. It's just, it's cool because it's not high budget, but at the same time, it's so creative in itself kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's just a green screen back with like, you know, the filter over the camera, but it just, you know, it tells a story almost.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And I think you got to be honest, like, about the production, especially if you're releasing music in the indie world. It's like, if you try and make it look like a pop, you know, Justin Bieber-esque thing, A, it's not really authentic for music, and B, you get one little detail wrong that makes it look like it's not that, and you just look like a try-hard that's tried to create that. Yeah. So it's like, you may as well just embrace the shitness a bit and just make something that's fun. And
but that's the thing, that the shitness actually comes out and makes it look good though. It's like, I'm not saying this is shit or anything, because this is pretty cool.
Good, but you know,
see, I'm enjoying this though. I like the way you've actually gone about doing this, like, because it's retro. It's like, it's almost classic 90s kind of thing almost.
So I think that's the best thing to do when. That's right. We had this reminded me. The studio comes with a professional camera op. We didn't use it. I think I got my friend Sophie just to hold my crappy camcorder just so it seemed like a bit more of that 90s shit home video thing. She can hold a camera properly, she wants to. I'm trying to find you, Sophie.
And so then what was the story behind this song? Because Talk to a Scientist, was that... like, how did you guys go about writing it, kind of thing?
I remember, for Foreign Architects, I've usually just written all the songs and taken them into the band, and we've all just kind of either built parts around it, or I've just got carried away in the studio writing it. It'll be like, well, come on guys, learn it, recording it in 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
But towards the end, I sort of started to try and bring songs in and stuff earlier on, just so we get some new ideas and everything.
Oh wow, so you actually built a huge kitchen knife.
Actually, that was the gag. We didn't get a knife to throw in. We thought we'll show her picking up the knife, and then we didn't actually show it being thrown in, because A, we didn't have one, and B, I think we just found it hilarious to have something in there that was a bit of an Easter egg that never eventuated. Probably disappointing.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, this is still stupid here when we found the freaking Christmas tree and then...
But still, that's awesome though. Like even when she just like did the party popper in there and you just like got the umbrella and just all the streamers come down. It's like, it's very interactive.
Yeah.
And I can imagine you guys would have had a lot of fun making this as well, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the best part of the music video day. It's like, they're just stupid shit and... But like any other day, there's just... Feeling you're making a thing. It's like, yeah, I can go on and throw streamers all over my bandmates and they can throw pencils at me and pool noodles and Christmas trees and...
How many views did that get as well? And how long is...
7.
7?
7 views.
Still 3,000. That's impressive though. That's for
3,560.
That's still
about
impressive.
2 years ago.
That's impressive in my books. Like,
Thank you, man.
That is like definitely impressive in my books. Because you never know. It's like 5 years down the track, this could, if it's already got 47 likes, kind of thing, and 193,000 views.
Next one is 93,000.
Is that Clover?
Yeah.
I've got to put a disclaimer there though that a lot of those views are due to us promoting the thing. So when we went to Singapore, I think we applied for a grant for flights, and there was like a limit on how much, and we're like, oh, let's just apply for some more money so we can promote it, like promote what we're playing also. So I think a decent chunk of money, not that much, but a little bit would have went towards pushing that sort of up in the algorithm. Can't hand on heart say thank you so much.
So I didn't even know you could do that on YouTube. I thought it was like, because I always thought it's like they've always been under wraps of like
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't tried. I don't think I've done it since, so probably changed a lot. But I think it used to be through like the Google kind of system of like AdWords, and it was sort of linked in there or something. Yeah.
It's still pretty cool though. Like, all right, can we play this one demo, please? Of course. So, what's the story behind this song? You look so young there as well, by the way.
Jesus. Yeah. So young, but so dead at the same time. So lifeless. I think the story was maybe just like a bit of a breakup. I'll be fine though, kind of thing. This was, I think, the single that we were releasing about the time when we went to Sydney. And I guess pseudo sort of label, sort of promo company we were working with at the time. Just up for some of the gigs over there. And then we recording over there. This was filmed in my grandma's barn in Cornwall.
Oh, really?
And they were mostly pleased with all the sprinklers that we had. We built a big rain machine out of all these retic stuff, like retic fittings and everything. It's funny, I worked with Bunnings in high school for like 5 years, and they put me in that aisle so many times, in that retic aisle, and people come to me like, how do I connect that to that? And I just sort of go, and I just follow the customer around until they're like, oh, that looks good, and I'll be like, yeah, that's what you want. But then one weekend of needing to actually do it, and it's like, now I understand everything about retic.
Yeah, that's it. Put all the pieces together. Yeah. But that's what the beauty of working at Bunnings is there, right? Like, if you want to build a garden, you work there, and then you want to build a garden later on, you know how to do it.
Totally. It turns out it takes a lot of water droplets to show up as water droplets on camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to film this then? Like, did you guys get cold after it all?
Oh, it was nuts. We tried it one night, and we built this massive big lighting truss and hung all the pipes off it. It was like collapsing. We taped it together, and we had like all these hoses coming through. I think one from the neighbours as well to like split it across 2 lines. And then there was lightning storms that night, and I was outside, and I had to just be like, sorry guys, everyone go home, like I'm not going to risk.
That's it.
Risk is being on me.
Yeah, everyone getting the shock.
Exactly, and then we regrouped and ended up doing it that barn, and driving with these massive like light things coming out of one of these like vans sideways, learning alone, and then afterwards it was
Oh wow.
I definitely had enough of it as well, that's for sure.
It's like all that water and just the mist. Like I can imagine them. You would have just had to pump a lot of water in there, right?
Yeah, when you're doing like demo sort of ones with like garden hoses just spraying out, it was just you don't even see it like with a camera. It's I think like when you sometimes watch sport on TV, like it's bucketing down here, and you're like, is it like? It doesn't really look like it's raining. And now I understand why. You know, rain doesn't look like rain on camera.
That's it. Yeah. Just almost synthetic.
Yeah, I think the science is that the droplets are bigger if it comes from like a hose rather than actual rain droplets. They're really small, and the camera just doesn't see them as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've always thought as well, it's like one of those things where they get the fan and they put the water through the fan, and then it's like they just have to like really turn it up.
Yeah.
But then that's like, I guess it's directional, not like.
Yeah, the angle's right and everything.
That's it, yeah. The art behind it. Oh, look, Damo's pulled it up. Here we go.
I still know too much about rain on film for something that happened 5 years ago, I think. I need to do a Lorne Vincent one with rain so I can use all this knowledge again.
Yeah, the next music video clip, yeah. So what does it pull? What does it say, Damo?
Mic is off just because I don't want any bleeding. Anyway. Yes, you are right, because the water droplets and rain are so small you don't really see them on camera, so you have to actually have large, heavy disbursement. It means that they use what's known as rain buckets.
Rain buckets?
There you go, man. So if you're at home and you want to learn how to make great art and music videos, just buy a rain bucket.
But more on this rain bucket, please, Sammy. Where can I buy myself one of them? And were they around in 2015?
Wonder Boys?
Wonder Boys, buckets of rain.
Give me 5 seconds.
So how many music video clips do you reckon you've made in total? And what was the budget for that one as well just then? Because having the sprinklers, I mean, the water bill might have been a little bit high, right? But like to do
my grandma anyway. Yeah,
that's it. Thing. Not my problem. Yeah. It's Granny's problem, right?
Sorry. Yeah.
But like with the lighting trusses and stuff like that, like
that one added up. That was stupid. I think that was in a time when I'd heard enough sort of, doesn't matter, you know, how much it takes, how much it costs, you just get there and then one day, you know, you'll have made it. And it's like, well, you can have that attitude all you want. You can't control what happens. Like, you can control how much money you spend on something, and that might be too much. And I think in that case, it was probably too much. I remember I can't remember who we got to shoot it, I should say. That wasn't the biggest cost. I think the biggest cost was all the materials in building everything. And like, we didn't have like a black backdrop, and we needed one. So we just hundreds at Spotlight, and got Andrew's mum Spotlight. to stitch it all together, and then trusses to hold that, and then trusses to hold the rain stuff and go over it. Those sorts of things. And you know, like bucks of that would have been feeding the crew and giving them pizza on the night when we couldn't even shoot it anyway.
Because of storms and stuff. How long did it take for you to shoot that as well? Like a couple of days, or?
No, it was over a few hours.
Okay.
It seemed like a couple of days when you're having a cold shower the whole time in winter.
That's it. Yeah. It was like, oh god, like did we get the shot? No. Oh, all right, do it again.
I think they were only working with 1 or 2 cameras as well. So it was like, all right, let's do a camera right mid shot on the guitar this time, and it's like, all right, here we go, 3 minutes. Let's do the same. Go around the room, get all the angles.
When you go to do shoots like that and stuff like that, and you've got someone actually doing, you know, kind of doing the storyboarding, or like actually like, you know, as you said, like telling you strum for 3 minutes so they can get the right material for it.
Yeah.
How often does it happen? Like when you, like, you know, say if you're doing a part when you have to sing certain lyrics, right? But there's like, do you play the music in the background? Do you have to keep singing those lyrics over and over and do multiple takes kind of thing? Or like, how does it come together?
It depends. Like I'll usually for all of them except a couple of the ones where I've worked with like a filmmaker who's had their own separate vision for it. Who, you know, someone like Steve Brown, times early on, before the money ran out. He's incredible. Like, I'd love to work with Steve. And he just hears a song, goes, yeah, great. Wear this kind of thing, and I'll see you at this time. You turn up to the shoot, and you know, safety meeting and everything, and he's got all of it storyboarded out, and it's an incredible like thing in itself. Whereas if it's this kind of thing, I'll try and storyboard it out myself, because if I'm paying like a gun for hire to do the camera work, I don't want to be paying.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, because it all adds up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really
if you're not efficient, then the costs can easily double. And I guess I want it to be like a coherent vision, where at the start of it I can see what it's gonna like, and then on the day it's like, sure, you get everything done, and then let's mess around, let's try some other things. One, two. Kind of go through those things. I feel like I've just completely forgotten your question.
It's all good. Well, we've only got around 5 minutes left. Can we play maybe a few more music video clips, if that's all right?
Go nuts.
A fair bit.
Do you have pull them up? Let's see how many do you actually have, because like you've got quite a few, right? I want to see like how many do you got? Because you know, most producers that I've interviewed, they've only had 3 or 2 or even just one music video clip kind of thing.
There's probably at least 10 split between Lorne Vincent and Foreign Architects.
There are 11 on Foreign Architects alone.
All right, stand corrected. Probably let's bump it up to 15 maybe.
Yeah. That's impressive though. Like that's really impressive.
I think it's just about that little bit of investment afterwards, and making sure that you're gonna give a song as much chance as you can to connect. Like,
shout out to Cucumber Studios.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, that looks very professional. Yeah. But you kind of want to hope so. It's their website, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this one, Poisonous Pill. So what's the story behind this?
Yeah, we drove one of those buggies along Riverside Drive. Put my cousin on another one, he's like a professional or semi-professional baller, so he's got a good set of legs on him, and he just pedaled like crap up and down there 15 times, and on the back of that we had the camera guy shooting it and then editing it to make it kind of look cool.
Yeah.
Put a dog on there because everyone loves dogs, why not?
Yeah.
And did the old film it in double time, slow it down to half so it kind of seems a bit more dreamy effect.
Okay. And so what about the song in itself? Damo, you can play it now. So
Song about
thank you.
Embracing a bit of chaos in your life, and I think it might have started with like a breakup kind of message, and just moving on. And
that doesn't even look like Riverside Drive. That's a really good job.
Yeah, the trees kind of like wave like the tree trunks. It's like a bit of a trip, and then I think we edited it so the choruses it'd then speed up. Like here, and then we tried to have a confetti theme. So I had my cousin on the back, and I did the pre-record click track and had a battery PA on it, and I overdubbed, and I was like, confetti ready, 3, 2, 1, 5, boom! Then it would go, and we ruined a couple of good takes where I just got a mouthful of confetti and it started like coughing and stuff, and had to redo it, stop it.
But still, that's awesome though.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully many swans and wildlife were killed by all the confetti that we littered.
Most of it's all biodegradable anyway, right? Yeah.
Great.
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. We'll just
The shiny metallic stuff.
yeah, maybe. But it's just so cool to see the creative output kind of thing. Like to actually make more than 10 music video clips kind of thing. It's like it's impressive. Because as I said, like you can look back on this now in 15 years, 10 years or whatever and be like, I had fun doing that, and like you can show your kids this and stuff like that. It's like, there I am, like doing this.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's a good promo tool, but it's enjoyable, and nobody owes you any audience afterwards, but you can kind of, I guess the process owes you enjoyment if you convoluted sort of way, so it's like but it's
That's it.
thrown all afterwards, and it's fun. So
And it's just
it doesn't matter if no one watches it. It's like it's fun.
that's it. It's just memories, right?
Yeah.
Just having a good time, just experimenting with camera work and just recording stuff and putting it together.
Highly recommend to not have the idea of doing it in one shot. It's always so much pressure.
So is this all one shot then?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because then
I was kind of waiting for the cut. But then
yeah,
no
well, like
cut.
you get to the last chorus though, then if there's like somebody across the path and you have to start it again, it's like we've only got like 2 confetti things left, or you got to go all the way to the other end of Riverside Drive because there's like a road coming up at the end here and you can't shoot over that, and fun things to continue.
So sometimes I run.
Yeah, this is one of Steve's ones we did in the bottom of Leaderville Hotel.
Okay.
That was a lot of
That's really cool, in the basement of Leaderville Hotel.
yeah, I don't know if I was meant to.
It's out there now.
Yeah, this is one of the ones where you turn up and there's a crew and there's
People there know what they're doing.
Exactly. Either saying, hey guys, this is a real knife. Don't throw around the knife. It's like, oh cool, that's good.
Right, yeah, it's good to know.
It's different to my sets, of the stuff that I do where it's, accidents will happen.
And so this is the whole band lying on the floor just then?
No, they're all just extras that Steve roped in, so
Okay.
it's like real kind of rock star moment to turn up and not know everybody there. It's James, I think his name is, apologies if I got that, amazing artist who I don't think I knew as his work at the time, but I've seen it since and it's great, and some other musos that I think Steve knew. I think the band bit we shot at Johnny Marr's studio.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Johnny Marr.
Yeah.
He's quite big in the scene. I'm from.
Yeah,
memory.
absolutely. Yeah, he works on so many amazing things and artists. For this, I remember I had that makeup, like all the blood stuff, still on my head, and the week before I had been one of those idiots that sliced my finger up, cut open, have it like bandaged up, and it started like getting a bit gnarly. I need a new bandage for it, so like went across to the chemist after the shoot so I could get a new bandage. Late for something, sort of jogging in, I was like, hey, have you guys got a band-aid at all? And then they just seen my head and they're like, oh my gosh, get the I was like, oh no,
No, it's fake blood.
My finger. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so good though. Just to run into there and to a pharmacy and be like, yeah, I need a bandage. And they're like, oh, dude, are you alright?
Yeah, they were freaking out. Yeah. Poor things.
This is very professional, like the way it's done. But then, so have all the music video clips that you've shown us just then, they've all been professional, even like the one shot one. Like, that's to do all of that in one shot. That is gnarly in itself. That's amazing kind of thing.
It's stressful.
Yeah, that's it. But then the thing is, like, you look back on it, it was like, that was good.
We did a thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
you did a thing, yeah. Alright, I reckon we'll play one more after this, if that's alright. Do we have any comments or anything as well, Damon?
Yeah, we have one from Tom Adamajana. Are they Xbox 360 games in the racks? Well, are they, Alex?
Yes, they are Xbox 360 games, yes. There's a lot of them there, yes. Just off topic, like we're talking about this, right?
It was at the beginning. It was actually at the beginning.
Oh, really? Okay, he's probably...
He was like,
minutes must have been riveting, yeah.
No, it's at 7:40, so right as you guys started.
He's still waiting around for that answer, though.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I reckon he's probably enthralled by all this. Like. That's like I actually showed when I was doing my diploma of emergency healthcare, I showed some of my class this podcast and stuff, right?
Yep.
It was quite funny because there's a lady in the class and she was just like, I watched it the other day and I loved it. I just couldn't stop watching the lava lamps. I'm like, oh, okay. Was it like,
so much.
it was like, cheers, like you didn't care about the content, you just care about lava lamps. All right. You know, it's there for aesthetics and stuff like that, but okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll keep them.
Yeah. That's what you got from this?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, like I like to think of, this is interesting, but I guess the lava lamps can be more interesting sometimes. So this one, the last video we're going to show.
Yeah.
So it's got Fall. All right.
Yeah. Another one of Steve Brown's creations.
Okay. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, so that's just in someone's room? You got all the lab equipment, or?
I think this was in the basement of I can't remember the name of the studio. I think it's like a big Perth photographer that has a photography studio. Does a lot of like modelling stuff in the city, down an alley somewhere. And this was like in the basement of that, I think. And I think Steve just wanted to kind of make it almost look like one of those old school, low budget horror kind of ideas.
Very cool though.
Yeah, really good. So we just got to, as usual with him, turn up and...
Like even your acting's perfect kind of thing. Like, like being like the crazy scientist and there's like, just the way you...
Yeah,
the way it's shot, the way it's cut.
All down to Steve's directing though, I would say, because I guess the beauty of the music video and the original track being, the sound is you don't hear Steve going, you got bugs in your head, scratch your arm, now, duck! All that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So he gets the best out of people. And I can't remember the photography on it was, I've forgotten his name, but he's somebody incredible. His work, he's always been pretty worldwide kind of standard, and I think it was got on the camera that they call the Red, the film world, which is apparently like a camera they film movies on or something.
Okay.
He brought the A game.
Even the song's like really energetic and it's like it's dancey. It sounds pretty cool. Look at you there. And so that was 2015. So that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I noticed. Airline was much better back there. The age hasn't been the last 5 years.
It's right there.
Very nice.
That's a good airline.
Very cool though. Like it's very artistic. Like it's all of this stuff. This is awesome. Like really, really cool stuff. And like, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Like,
thank you.
As I said, like in 5 years again, like, you never know. This stuff could get picked up.
Yeah.
Because it's out there. It's out there for the world to see. And sometimes all it takes is just, one person to find it and then share it on a feed or a board or whatever. And then away you go.
So
you
never know.
That's it, yeah. So yeah, thank you, Matt. Like this has been a pretty cool podcast.
Me on board. Appreciate it.
Yeah, like honestly, we've covered quite a bit of information, and it's really good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're a very interesting guy. Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you, Damo, as well. Yeah,
thank you, Damien,
for being the Jamie of the podcast. All right, and we will see you guys next week. Is Melbourne Cup, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it is. Well, no,
it's on the Tuesday. I'm pretty sure.
Are you getting a horse on?
I could. I could try. Try get a jockey. No, I think
next Tuesday.
I think we'll be either doing an episode on the Monday or the Wednesday, maybe. Just because of Melbourne Cup, because I'll be working, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'll be at Scarborough Beach Bar from I think like 2 o'clock to 9 o'clock or something, maybe.
Entertaining lots of ladies in big hats.
That's it. What were we saying, Damo? Sorry.
You're a fan of the show. See you.
The show, what?
If you're a fan of the show.
Oh yeah. If you're the fan, yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you're a fan of this, yeah, come hang out.
Go down and watch him. He's going to be performing. He's told me this off air because it's Melbourne Cup Day. He's going to have one of those broomstick horse sort of things, and he's going to be doing the whole DJ set, like pretending he's riding a horse. Yeah. So, heard it here first.
Have you got, just quickly before? Oh no, I'll show you after. There's a music video clip that you'll laugh at. I was gonna, if we show it now, it would be like, it'll ruin the vibe.
Did the perfect sign off. And then
that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's how I'm gonna look. That's gonna be me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Please do.
And look, all for 12
bucks.
Yeah, I know. Off AliExpress. But how many do you have to buy?
It comes with the whole costume.
You probably have to buy like 50 of them.
What's the minimum order quantity? You got to filter by minimum order quantity.
Yeah. I'm not going to sell this to Kmart. It's going to be my own personal thing. All right. Well, cheers everyone for watching, and cheers so much for coming on.
Thanks.
And then, dude, I'll get you back as well next year or the year after if you can, and
absolutely,
see the update of where you are and what's been going on. So
that video will be at 3,600.
That's it, or 30,000 or 300,000. You never know.
We never know.
Yeah, and you could be touring around Australia. You never know. Like,
you might be touring around Australia.
Oh, don't say that. I probably won't be. Not at all. I'll be working my ass off up north.
Exactly, touring Australia with a high vis on. And,
that's it. Yeah, hanging out with all the blokes up there. All right, cheers, guys, and we will see you next week. Damo makes us wave at the camera as well, by the way. So people know it's the end of the show.
Everyone.
All right, catch ya.